Islands Project is a 3-day off-timetable event where students are tasked with creating their own island nation. They're split up into 4 islands, and each island has its own climate, its own resources, and they need to use that as a starting point to then develop a culture, to develop a society that functions and works together. At the start of each day, we explain what those consequences have been, as if 60 years have passed overnight, and then they have to respond to those challenges throughout the course of the next day.
And I'm in government position, and at the moment we're trying to develop a relationship with all other islands and making lots of deals with them. And I think it's going okay so far. I think it's very useful for my future career, which is going to be management. So I get lots of important for me experience and skills.
So because our island has lots of very rare plants, and we found out that some of them can be used to help us cure cancers.
The students have responded magnificently to some of the challenges. I'm not the most popular member of the school body at the moment due to being the one who delivered the bad news for a few of the islands, but they've taken it on board, and I think they're now coming up with solutions to those problems.
I think it's been really nice to see students given the opportunity to shine and to really excel, and we've seen lots of students really respond to that really positively and actually come out of their shell and really show qualities and attributes which they perhaps don't show every lesson. My favourite role in the project has to be where I played my evil twin brother Dave from the mysterious 5th island of Ravenholm, and my role in that was to pitch particular initiatives to each island and to try and convince them that that particular offer, that proposal was really exciting and that they should form an agreement with Ravenholm. Was met with a lot of suspicion from the students, and rightly so, because lots of those projects were probably too good to be true, and they will find out tomorrow what the consequences are if they've agreed it.
So, our island is Oyster, and we're in the cultural role. And right now we're doing the cultural dance, and then we held an event which is a Olympic Games.
Our island's name is Kira Island, and I'm in the government, so we're overseeing the island's political and economic issues.
I'm in the science department. Our job is to kind of help the government to decide what would ecologically be the best for our island, while still helping a little with the budget.
I'm in the trade and commerce department, which means I'm working together with both the government, the scientists and the culture people to see what kind of deals I can make with the other islands and what would be the best to support our economy and our people.
We were great together. Our three.
Yeah, we were actually communicating quite a lot.
Yeah.
We've got a good message chat going on as well. So we're trying to get the communication going with over 100 people.
Yeah.
We talk about people but also nature. So we have not enough healthcare, but also our forests and woods trying to ruin. So we're trying to find some solution, like one tree that is cut off. We're trying to plant our 2 new trees.
Day 3. At 22:34 last night, a large earthquake was detected 130 kilometres off the coast of the island. The resulting tsunami struck the island 43 minutes later. The wave made impact and completely swamped all but the highest peaks. The tsunami has damaged the safety systems on the nuclear reactor, leading to a huge explosion. Radioactive gas and debris is spreading across the island. It is no longer habitable. Ravenholm have evacuated the citizens of the island, but are refusing to allow them to go to Ravenholm itself. The final outcome so far is that we've had a number of quite intricate negotiations between islands. We've had role groups trying to scrabble around and solve some last-minute issues. We're moving to a point now where we will do a big debrief, and that will be the final element to this project.
For example, we're all facing the environmental problem now, which is very, very, very serious, even in the real reality. For example, climate change and pollution, which in China, the air has been very polluted, and really hope we can come up with a real solution.
A lot of this energy production is kind of a huge physics syllabus point on A-level and IB and also in GCSE, but they're learning deeper understanding of it. They're kind of looking at the engineering of power plants, of power plant production, so it's a deeper understanding of this energy production. In terms of biologists, I'm a biologist myself, they're looking at the conservation measures that energy companies put in place for where their potential power plant is going to be put and what measures they have to put in place to keep the biodiversity of their island going. So as a deeper understanding of scientific processes and real life sort of situations, it's a fantastic learning experience, yeah.
There was always communication. We never took any deals without consulting everyone. It was democratic because everyone had a voting.
It's nice to work with people together to build a community, to get every mind involved and get some new ideas which you can involve in your way of thinking and way of working.
What has also been really interesting is some of the students who I know to be perhaps a little bit passive in the day-to-day sort of teaching and learning activities that we would do in a normal week have suddenly come out of their box and started to shine in ways that I didn't realise that they had inside them. So that's been quite incredible.
I think probably the idea that it's not all about winning, it's all about working as a team. I hope that's what they get out of it. And and helping their fellow students.
From day 2 and day 3, I've just seen confidence building. That right at the beginning of day 2, there's still a little bit of, although there was enthusiasm, there was still a little bit of reticence in not knowing where to go, what to do. But that just got stronger and stronger, and it's particularly strong this morning when perhaps because they see an end in sight, but there's a real desire to get this done.
So really the end of the project was where we explained to the students the real life examples of the things that happened to their islands. So obviously one of the islands had a nuclear accident that was very similar to the 2011 Fukushima disaster in Japan. We looked at ship recycling yard, euphemistically called. We provided examples of the Chittagong shipbreaking yard in Bangladesh and the working conditions that people have to endure there, really to get students to think about how their actions have real life consequences, both local and global. I think the students left the project with an increased understanding of their role in an increasingly global world and how, for them, 3 days' work being destroyed was incredibly frustrating, and I'm sure my name was mud for many of them. But it wasn't all their life's work. It wasn't everything they'd ever known or loved being swept away by a freak accident, a storm, or a natural disaster of some kind. And that's a real life example, a real world example of things that some people have to endure. So I think students have left with an increased awareness of how privileged they are, but also how they can make a difference themselves.